There'd be a lot more worse things out there than Bowsette, I'm just saying.
You're not wrong.
Like a lot more worse things than Bowsette. Oh, hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
How's it going? To start off this live stream on January 4th of 2019. Almost had to double check myself there for a second. Like, is it 2019, 18?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think I've got it right yet.
Start of the year. So I want to shout out to everybody who's watching. How you doing? Welcome.
How's it going, guys?
If you've seen the show before, you know you're likely in for some shenanigans. If you haven't, I'm going to apologize now.
Yeah.
You deserve an apology before we even get started.
Oh, you know who's watching?
Who?
Jimmy Mills.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
How's it going?
Jim James the third. I don't know if that's actually true or not.
Yeah, he's actually the 7th.
Hope you're doing okay. Hope your head's feeling all right.
Yeah.
You know, 5 days later.
Hopefully by this point.
Hello, Regulus. How are you? Good to see you. And Ghost. Hi, Ghost. So, quite a bit of topics to discuss that are a little, up in the air for future discussion.
Yeah.
But we'll get started. First off, we will state, and this is actually pretty cool to see, especially since I've been with AVADirect since 2008, so I've kind of seen this go up and down throughout the years, Sean. But Gartner, and to which Gartner is a company that does an insane amount of research in terms of like market trends and such. Gartner has claimed that last year was the largest growth in the PC industry in terms of sales in the last 6 years. So congratulations to anybody that had to contribute to that. On top of that, it's really interesting too when you get to like the numbers. So 62.1 million units sold in 2018. 62.1 million. So a lot of PCs, right? Who would you think has the most market share? Did you look at any of this?
No,
Who would you think? Okay, before you look at it.
Off the top of my head, I probably like Dell HP.
You were half correct. It was Lenovo and HP.
Lenovo?
Lenovo!
Huh.
And HP. Dell, I honestly didn't even pay attention because Dell, that's why. Just being honest with you, I don't care for Dell at all. 25.9% of the market share went to, you ready?
Yep.
Other.
Oh, so
Other. Amongst those people were like
wait a minute.
Apple and Microsoft and Dell. I think even like, what's their face was even included. They used to make PCs that looked like cows.
Oh,
Compaq.
Gateway.
Compaq. Compaq owns Gateway now.
That's
I think even Compaq was included, which I didn't even know they were still around, to be honest with you. But even they were included. 25.9% of other. You could probably guess who that is, right?
Who's that, Joe?
It's us. And not us. I mean like system integrators overall, I think. And maybe like throw in a good like 3 to 5% of maybe people that just like sit independent and just do like consultant work.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like, not a lot, but there are a decent amount of like little shops that'll, if you buy the hardware off of them, you know, your little mom and pop shop down the road, sometimes they'll build it for you.
Right, but still, 25.9%, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's massive.
We're making a dent.
Well, and especially what's interesting with that to me is that the boom, according to this at least, happened in the second quarter of 2018, which, I mean, obviously the crypto mining craze definitely played into it, but the fact that it hit kind of that late rather than most of it happening in Q1 is interesting to me.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of seems like...
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that it was Q2 rather than towards the end of the year, it's just an odd kind of timing for it. I wonder if that's probably because of product availability.
Sure.
I would imagine rather than a time of year. But I mean, what do you think? Do you think that was largely the mining craze, or do you think that's partially that and partially just growth?
Yeah, Regulus has a good point. He said it's a bounce for every 3 years for office PCs because you typically have companies that refresh their PCs every 3 years or so, which, sure, that can happen, and I'm sure that probably contributes to it to a degree. I was just excited to see that. I kind of felt last year was not just a great year for us, which it was. Officially, it was like a record-setting year for us internally, especially with like a lot of the new avenues that we've pursued, the fact that AVADirect is moving more toward like a solutions provider rather than just a system integrator. It felt great to see that not only did we feel like we were having a good year, but the trends were also kind of showing that too for everyone else. Maybe that has something to do with it as well. You never know. But I didn't see anything. I didn't see like huge differences. It didn't feel huge as much as it did. Like it felt huge of all the progress that we were making toward last year. So it was just interesting to read and exciting.
Yeah.
To know that PC industry's bouncing back.
Yeah.
Speaking of crushing it,
yes.
How's AMD doing, Sean?
AMD's doing real well. So effectively, since it's the end of the year, we're getting a lot of kind of end of 2018 news coming out regarding how companies were doing.
Right.
So what's interesting in this is, so the S&P 500 is a listing of stocks essentially, and it's some of the bigger ones on there. What's funny though is both AMD and NVIDIA are on that list, and they both took kind of points of note. AMD ended up being the top performing stock of the year with an almost 80% increase, which is ridiculous.
Wow.
While NVIDIA ended up, at least in Q4, being the worst performing stock with a negative 54% drop, or a 54% drop.
Now, did you or anybody happen to look into like the trend throughout 2018 to see if that changed within like the last quarter of 2018, or is this like overall?
Overall, they didn't do great, but Q4 was their worst.
See, that's funny. I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, there's some talk about some people are hitting NVIDIA with a large class action lawsuit.
For what,
Or
though?
there's some talk about it. It's still kind of coming out, but effectively, the claim that these people are making is that NVIDIA claimed that they were going to be able to handle the cryptocurrency crash.
Happy Friday, Rurudo. Thanks for joining.
Is effectively what it boils down to. Is they said they could handle, making sure that they kept their supply chain in order and made sure that prices didn't fluctuate too much, made sure they had understanding of it. They claim they did. They didn't, as I'm sure we've all seen. So that's what the talk of a class action against them is, but that's still kind of in the early stages.
Happadiddly, Frididdly. Am I even pronouncing that properly?
It's, what's it called?
Happadiddly, Frididdly. Oh, man. I feel like I'm going to have an aneurysm. Ugh. Anyways, AMD stock good, NVIDIA stock bad.
That is interesting, but what I also found interesting is that Intel is kind of stable throughout that. They're not really moving a whole lot in terms of, or they didn't fluctuate nearly as much as the other two companies did. And essentially what that indicates is that most of these big changes and most of the large fluctuations are on the NVIDIA side with GPUs, or they're not hitting Intel CPUs, I guess is what it really boils down to. But I'd be curious to see if this Intel is going to start getting involved, or they're going to see more swings in the next 2 years when they enter the GPU market.
That's true. Rurudo has a good point. I should say. He doesn't feel like NVIDIA is really suffering because 1060 prices have not come down as much as like the RX 540 and 580s, which I mean, that could just be NVIDIA playing face, Like AMD is kind of the company that when they realize they're kind of hitting losses, they'll drop down prices to be more competitive. I think NVIDIA would be more of a company that would want to give off the impression that they're doing okay, so they're not going to do something like that, Because I've never seen NVIDIA really price drop like AMD does. There was one time, and it was the 9800 series.
Well, Newegg did a 1070
True. NVIDIA is not
massive
Apple.
flash sale on them. But the thing is, I think we'll see NVIDIA will have more stuff go on sale in another couple weeks when we see their mid-range cards come out. Because realistically, the 1060, if you're not looking to spend $400 on a card, is still the card to get.
True. Yeah, and Regulo says that NVIDIA cares more about AI in the market now than anything else, which is true. AI in cars. Dude, for some reason, like the AI and their car Peter technology, which they're likely to reveal more at in CES, that's what they're putting a lot of investment into. That's kind of why it was a huge deal when Elon Musk decided, like, we're going to make our own chips. We're not going to use Tegra processors anymore. It's like, oh, okay. Their win was the Switch. NVIDIA getting in on the Switch when they did was a huge win, considering the Switch has been one of the best-selling consoles upon release.
Yeah, the Switch did shockingly well. And the server market does have way more return on investment. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Mm-hmm. But what you have to keep in mind, though, is while the kind of on the surface, it almost always looks like data center, as far as a company would be concerned, is where you want to be, because that's where the high profit margins are, and that's why where you're making all your your cutting edge stuff.
Right.
The way these companies work is when they have more, they're making more chips, everything gets cheaper. It's the economy of scale. So by them being able to put out more consumer chips, that can help lower the cost of their.
See what Rurudo said?
Ruru, did you see some of those John Deeres have NVIDIA logos on them?
They are in farming equipment. Wah, 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 wah. I thought it was funny. I giggled inside, internally.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. They are everywhere, man. NVIDIA is the new Skynet.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, everybody's just going to be putting all of their security over to NVIDIA because reasons.
Yeah, maybe, but who knows? I mean, that's the...
And then we're going to see green drones flying in the sky telling us to move along. Move along, citizen.
But the drones will be able to ray trace.
He sent us a link.
Oh, my.
I want to see what this is. Bear with me a second, Rudu. Interference at the edge for autonomous machines. Oh. Yep. AI across industries. I don't feel like going out there and farming that here corn. I'm just gonna have my AI farm tractor take care of that. Okay.
It's going to be the next patch for Farming Simulator. You're going to actually be able to run your own farm.
It's gonna say powered by NVIDIA in more than one way. Right? NVIDIA. Yeah, they don't do that anymore, which I'm kind of really excited about. But you know. So did you ever see the trailer? It wasn't a trailer. It was some dude was making fun of the fact that every time you boot up games now, it's like a good 40 seconds of advertisements based on the studios and people that have put money into the development of whatever game it is. Where he just had like 2.5 minutes solid of just like built on this engine, invested by this company, running off of this technology, and it just wouldn't stop. It just kept going and going and going. That's why it's like the more popular thing now. When you Google like a game's name, you'll find usually within that search history how to remove the intro videos. Because it's getting to the point where if you think about it, and this may seem minuscule, but if you have 45 seconds of game intros all like giving a shout out to the development studio and such, and you play that game 10 times a week, that's 4 minutes of your life you can't get back.
I mean, it's just a pain in the butt.
It is. It's just like, ugh, I'm going to go microwave something and come back, and then my game will be ready to play.
Yeah, nah, that's... I mean, hell, that's one of the biggest things is getting... Or one of the biggest impacts, I think, in a PC is moving from an HDD to an SSD for faster startup times in your games. If you have a 50-second intro video like that, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, you're stopping it.
Regulus said, I hate videos advertising a show I'm watching. Like Hulu. I like how advertisements now, Regulus, are like, did this ad not apply to you? No, why not? I don't like it. Okay. It's like you're telling those advertisers, you are telling those advertising companies exactly what they need to know to appeal to you. But to me, it's like you could just not show me this stuff, and I would be just as happy. How can we change your mind? You can't. Stop it. Yeah. And it's like you pay Hulu. Originally, if you remember, you pay Hulu not to see commercials, and now it's you pay Hulu to not see as many commercials. Or watch 2 minutes worth of commercials at the very beginning of the start of the stream, and then you won't have to watch them for the rest of the show. Well, it's like, great.
I think at least Hulu, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure that's the one I have, they let you pay like an extra like $5 a month to have no ads, which is that kind of sucks, but at least you have the option. At least you have the option.
Yeah, you all pay good money for NVMe drives to watch 2-minute load screen advertisement when we start games. Yeah, I know, right? And Regulus, who almost stole the hat off your head? Because that doesn't just affect you, it affects me. I put time and energy into making sure you got that hat. Flipped out while I was wearing it. How special I am and what? What? How are you special? Really? She asked him how he was special.
Where were you?
I could say some really colorful things right now, but I will not.
Yeah, come on.
Because that logo's above my head.
Not the first stream of the year.
No.
Save it for next week.
Last thing I want is you said some very inappropriate things on stream that were questionable. Now we have to let you go. Have no freak. Apparently not, dude.
Because all right, Regulos.
Minnesota.
M and nerds. Oh,
Minnesota nerds.
Nerds. I didn't know if that was some kind of.
You should have just like pushed him off you from his chest, but dude, you even overclock, bro? Bro. You should have asked him how he pronounces Asus. Like, pronounce the logo on this hat, and if you pronounce it right, maybe, just maybe, you'd help him get a hat of his own.
Oh, that's just mean.
Oh, New Year's Eve celebration. So there was likely a lot of alcohol involved, and 605, I just grabbed it and glared at him. Yeah, I would have done the same thing. Maybe stomped on his foot a time or two, and then just kind of dwindled off into the middle of the crowd, depending on where you're at.
I'm 6'5". I just grabbed it back and glared at him. Yeah. When you're 6'5", you can do that.
Or you should, if he was like with a girl, you should have just looked at him. You mind if I dance with your date? And then just get real close to him because 6'5", lubing down.
It is 2 Revenge of the Nerds references in like.
No, that was Animal House.
What if we dance with your dates?
Do you mind if we dance with your dates?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I hate several times in Google search, and it won't bother you that specific ad. Okay. All right. How do I show it to you? Well, let me tell you. So, back to kind of being on topic.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like LG has a new gaming monitor coming out.
It looks pretty cool just for the simple fact that it's not all shimmery and shiny like most of the gaming monitors out there. Like, I chose my monitor that I use. It's, oh man, I don't even remember the brand. ViewSonic. I use a ViewSonic G-Sync monitor at home, and it's because it doesn't look like a gaming monitor until you look at like the back of it. But what I like about this new LG monitor the most is the fact that it uses a nano IPS panel, which if any of you know like kind of the material qualities of nano IPS, it's built specifically to reduce flickering, which IPS G-Sync models are super, super notorious for. Have you ever seen, you don't use an IPS panel, do you?
I have one IPS, one TN.
Okay, have you ever noticed sometimes, depending on like the image that you have on the screen, that you can kind of see like flickering, almost like it's bugging out? I thought like my monitor was defective until like I had to Google search, and people are like, no, that's an IPS panel.
Huh.
It's like one of those things for me, once you see it, you can unsee it. Yeah, so that's probably the strong point of this LG monitor, and if that's something that people can get on board with, we'll see more and more of. Anything else in the industry, if there's sales, there's demand.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I'm looking forward to just
prominent.
seeing more high-end stuff that isn't that gaudy, gamer. Because granted, I am a gamer. I like playing games and stuff like that, but I don't need it all to be like, you don't need to have like the Acer Predator. I love those monitors, but I feel like a lot of the design and a lot of the plastics and a lot of stuff is just like,
it's gaudy, man.
Let's take a minute.
It's just gaudy.
At the end of the day, it's a screen you're going to be staring at. Like, let's cancel all the extra stuff and just clean it up.
Well, Regulus even said I wear glasses, so it makes it worse. I didn't even think of that, but it makes sense now. Yeah. Gunner, I could get Gunner glasses, Regulus. You're right. They even give you the ability to get prescription Gunner glasses. Did not know about that.
Yeah, nah.
No, I could just wear contacts and get Gunner glasses though.
I mean, yeah, I wear contacts. I could get them. I don't know. I feel like putting on the yellow tinted glasses just to play.
I mean, you could either be playing video games
for me.
You could either be playing video games or going to the gun range. We'll never know. No one would ever know.
That's what you'd hope. That's what you wanna think.
You're making a face though, like you've actually considered getting Gunner glasses at some point. Though.
No. I used to work with a guy that wore Gunner glasses quite regularly, and
really at the pool store?
No. No, they're just weird. Like they just.
Are you referring to? I think you're referring to. Oh, so we used to work for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't going to be specific, but like.
I mean, you're not, but you are.
It's hard to take somebody like I don't know. It's in my head. Like I completely understand. It's at your house. Like you're not going to be doing. I just can't. I personally can't get over it.
Are you insinuating that wearing Gunner glasses in public is just as bad as going out in your underwear?
Not as bad as going out in your underwear, but I don't know. It's pretty bad. It's just you look like a flight risk.
I don't trust that person because of those glasses.
You don't know why you don't trust said person, but something
you just get a feeling.
Then again, I guess if you're wearing your gaming Gunner glasses out of the house, that's another problem in of itself.
Yeah, I know. Well, you don't even need to buy Gunner for prescription. They coded existing before they did it. You can just get lenses with the coding yourself. Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Oh, yes. Regulos. Ghost 1818 is the Chris that we mentioned. He actually is sitting right over there. The camera's not on me, so you don't even know where I'm pointing.
Yeah. No, I got you.
He's also the one working the camera. Yeah, you've been ousted. So yeah, Chris does our sound.
So yeah, if you ever see us, the cameras aren't moving properly or anything, just yell at him.
Please do. It'll be fun.
That.
Yeah. The more you know.
Regulos, I thought he was just some dude like me who hangs out in your streams. Well, I mean, sometimes he forgets to do the cameras, and that is effectively what he's doing.
Sometimes he does more talking and streaming than he does, camera-ing. And there he is.
I didn't realize we had that set up.
No, he turned it around.
Oh, jeez.
Hey there.
Too much power.
Yes.
So, I mean, hey, we'll hop into a little bit more of the tech news.
I don't wanna.
I mean, we're
I
going to
don't
be
wanna
talking.
do it.
We're going to be talking about something we talked about a couple times already. Welcome to 2019. We're still talking about the 2060.
Nope.
Essentially,
Hey, Dubs. How you doing?
two quick things with this. Some of the leaks that have come out now are including benchmarks, which point at it being somewhere right around the 1070 Ti in terms of performance, which is pretty much what we expected.
I would have expected it to be 1070, not 1070 Ti. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
Impressive.
what this leak came out with is it's saying the pricing's going to be around 350, which probably explains that performance jump with the cost jump. I don't know if it's the best play for them, but
I remember a time when the 70 series cards were like 350. Like it used to be like the 60 were like around 250 or so, and then if you wanted like a 970, and yes, this is the specific series I'm citing, then it was around 350, and then if you wanted a 980, it was around 5.
yeah. So I mean,
it just gives me indigestion.
but at the same
thinking
time, if they're going to be doing that, what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, where
I
they
need
may break
Pepto.
it out into the 1160 and the 20 series, the 11 series and the 20 series, rather than just doing one like they've done the last like what 5 generations.
Yeah,
That may make sense.
it's only cool if the performance is sub 300. Yeah.
But the other thing that I found interesting about this is the leak shows that not only has the virtual link USB-C, which is kind of interesting, but this is a 20 series card with a DVI-D port, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's the first one I've seen.
With a DVI-D?
Yeah, all the other ones I've seen, at least that we've seen here, have been
No
mostly,
DVI-D. No
yeah, they've
DVI at
been
all.
DisplayPort and HDMI.
Well, the reason for that is the mid-range cards, they're right at that sweet spot to where you're going to have people that are going to be building like budget gaming PCs, right? So hence their price point. But then you have people that you and I have spoken to, that I know Kyle speaks to on a frequent basis, where they want a card that's merely going to be designed for displaying a butt ton of monitors, but they also want something that's kind of more than capable of just displaying a video. And a lot of times they'll use DVI-Ds for that, with some adapters and such. But still, I really feel like by next generation, so the 21 series, or maybe they'll make a jump to 3000. Who knows? Only time will tell. They need to do away with the bulky digital connectors, so DVI in every facet, and keep a card to a single lane, so if you liquid cool it, it occupies a single slot. I know they do that with some of their cards now. It needs to be across the board, though.
Oh, that would be nice.
Oh, dude, it'd be awesome, because then you could sandwich a butt ton of cards in a small configuration, and that used to be a focus for them back when like the 8800 GTS and GTXs were like everywhere.
Yeah, but I wonder if maybe the reason we're not seeing that is you're seeing companies like NVIDIA leveraging more into just packing more onto these gigantic cards and just trying to get as powerful a single card as they can.
A-dubs, you could try to print that. I don't know if that's going to make it on the show, though. You could try. Just saying. I caught that didn't make it onto the snippet. Like, we're going to pass that up. But I caught it. I caught what you said.
All right, A-dubs, wasn't the 1070 Ti not far off of a 1080, and the 2070 is about a 1080, so 2060 is almost a 2070. Yeah, if you want to look at it like that. Realistically, I don't think NVIDIA is ever going to make the mistake of having their 20 series or 2060 perform at the same level as the 2070, just because they're too cognizant of not cannibalizing themselves. But
You
yeah,
should
I mean,
cannibalize.
the growth that we're seeing in terms of performance with the cards, just and keep in mind too, the ray tracing aspect of these 20 series cards is not really a factor yet with the benchmarks that's coming out, or at least not a massive one. The performance is there, but the cost is high.
A 3D head of me. What? Where is this coming from? Are they talking about 3D printing stuff? Oh. Okay. Well, A-dubs, do you have a 3D printer too? If you're talking about, you know, printing us a fanny stick, a stick fanny. Man, I'm trying to make it age appropriate. As much as I really want to say that live, because, you know, it would be a milestone for me professionally, I can't say that live. We don't have like an MA17 rating at the beginning of this live stream, which would probably fix a lot, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. We got to ask our viewers if they still watch us, man.
I mean, we'd probably get more views, to be honest.
Who knows?
The fact what 13-year-old is producing
a surprising amount of 13-year-old
None.
kids. Oh, yeah.
An AVA STX case, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be, actually.
With a Terminator eye.
Well, you could even do something kind of neat where you could get, I don't know, you could use like risers.
I will support the creation of my head in 3D with the Terminator eye as long as you get a recording of me going, "See you at the potty, Richter," every time you poke the eye.
Good Lord.
Yes. It's got to be that. Have you watched the ABCs of Arnold Schwarzenegger yet?
No.
Are you serious?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What?
What is this?
Are you kidding me? So it's basically every single one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's like signature sayings all the way through the alphabet. And they all start with the letter of the alphabet. So A, B, C, D, all the way down to Z.
That sounds amazing.
It is. And then at one point they get to like one letter where you're like, V, how could it be that? And it's just him like struggling like to get himself out from underneath something heavy. And he's like,
where do you find this stuff?
I don't know. I don't find it. It finds me.
Sure.
I'm just saying. Jingle all the way. Put that cookie down now. That would be amazing. We could do that.
You may ask me.
Who told you could eat my cookies?
Good Lord.
Yeah. I have a palette of PIs and Inwardos. Or Inarundos? Is that how you spell it?
Arduinos?
Arduinos? I didn't see a D. Anarundos. I called MP3 of you saying it, though. I could do that. I could.
Yeah.
Like, we have the equipment here. I have the equipment at home, too. I could record many sayings for you.
We just do the Joe doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression soundboard.
Record me 20 different clips, email them to me. I mean, give me your email, bro.
Yeah.
We'll get it done.
Don't tempt him. That's a horrible idea.
It. Make sure they don't peek? No. Yes, sorry. I can put a bunch of effects. It's easier when you record those things like in a studio environment because you can kind of attest for that stuff here because I'm actually talking into a mic and we don't have like a clip filter on it. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Got the email. Saving it. So what sayings do you need me to say exactly? Just like all the Arnold Schwarzenegger sayings?
I don't think there's going to be a shortage of trying to get Arnold Schwarzenegger sayings for you to do.
No, not at all.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Considered it a divorce.
Don't touch my friend, he's dead tired. There's so many.
Your luggage. Or one of the best quotes from one of the later 90s Arnold Schwarzenegger movies when he's cloned. And he clones himself. Did you see that movie?
I'm not sure.
Now I gotta look it up. Arnold. Clone. What is this?
That's your face, Joe.
Is that the 3D printing face he's gonna eat? Oh, the sixth day.
The Sixth Day?
The sixth day.
I have not heard of that movie.
Yeah, so the premise is he gets a clone of himself made and he doesn't remember it, but then he does. And so at the end of the movie, he ends up finding like the CEO of the company that clones human beings and goes to like kill him. It's his clone going to do this because he realizes that he's the clone and he's not the actual. So yeah, that ends up happening. Toward the end of the movie, he tells him, "You should make a clone of yourself." The guy's like, "Why?" So you can go, "Get yourself."
Oh, dude, I have worked with you too long because I've heard you do that Arnold Schwarzenegger line so many times. I didn't even know that movie existed. Good Lord.
The Sixth Day, ladies and gentlemen.
The Sixth Day. I'll have to check it out.
If you have not seen it, you are not doing yourself any favors. The Sixth Day. Yeah, see, I agree, Rurudu. It's pretty good. Yeah, this will be fun. Whatever you want to say. One needs to be, "I'll be back next Friday." And something like, "Cohagen, give these people some PCs." "Cohagen, give these people some air."
All right, so the feed that we have up on the screen right now is just a bunch of really zoomed in pictures of Joe's face.
It's all the same, though. It's all the same face. Why is my face split into 4?
That's why.
I just ordered some shiny silver filament for this project just now. Okay.
Wait, shiny silver?
It's happening. So I need 20 different recordings. Okay.
There it is.
All right. I look really annoyed.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, that's definitely one worth saving.
Wow.
All right. So hey, let's hop back a little bit. I do have something hardware wise I want to talk about.
Nobody cares.
Oh come on! I'm so happy with this. It has been so long. Be Quiet is launching the Dark Rock Pro 4 air cooler.
Well, you are a big fan of Be Quiet coolers, though, Sean. Like,
all right.
Really big fan. Love their mounting design. Don't feel like there could be any other improvements on
Yes,
top
what
of what
I'm saying.
they're doing.
That's what I'm saying. The Dark Rock Pro 4 is essentially the Dark Rock Pro 3. It's got
Really?
the same look, same design. Shut up. Come on, man. But they fixed the mounting design. It's not a freaking nightmare anymore. Now, just so you guys are aware, Be Quiet air coolers are fantastic. They compete with Noctua. They're quiet, good, high-quality air coolers. But their mounting designs made them a nightmare, meaning you'd have to get, like...
Is that a screwdriver shoved through the top of that heatsink?
It's like on certain Noctuas where they have that access hole where you can go down and it's essentially you put out a...
I see.
You put your bracket on, you set a top or an upper piece of the bracket, and then you screw the cooler through access holes down.
Screw the cooler through the cooler.
Why this is interesting, though, or why I'm so excited about this is before this, that was the only thing in my mind that kind of was blocking Be Quiet air coolers from being the best on the market. Now they're on par with Noctua if it's actually easy to mount, and they're... I mean, they're just good. They have good fans. They have some of the best quiet fans on the market.
It gives good fannings.
Fantastic performance.
Great fannings.
And it's not a complete and total nightmare to install. The old ones used to have to, like, it would be tweezers, and you'd have to use a wrench on a socket to try and tighten it down in all four corners, and the VRM heatsink would get in the way, and it was just a whole headache. But they fixed it. And with that being said, the other thing to keep in mind, or what I've found in the last year, is we've been using a lot more. You can kind of see in that
list of CPU coolers too. It's kind of near the top.
Oh yeah, the performance is on par with the Dark Rock Pro 3, which is meaning their performance has always been towards the top of the heap. But now they're actually bringing in the usability factor to it. And the other thing, just from the support side of things, is Be Quiet is one of the best manufacturers that I work with on a regular basis.
Who do you work with at Be Quiet?
I forget the name of our rep. We'll have to check with Wes because he just started. We just got him a couple weeks ago.
All right, yeah, I'm meeting with Be Quiet next week, so.
Yeah, but the Be Quiet reps we've been working with recently, it's been fantastic. You need spare parts.
Fantastic?
Whatever you need, they're easy to work with. So this is just exciting to me because they're fixing the biggest issue that they had.
Our Be Quiet rep has been fantastic? Did you use that word on purpose?
No.
Just fantastic. Moment of silence for that joke as it's dead.
Yeah, jeez. That's just full stop.
Right off your button eyes.
So, Joe, what are you going to be doing next week?
What am I going to be doing next week? Going to CES.
Ooh.
Going to CES. Before we talk about that further, though, I do want to bring up one thing that kind of I'm hoping really happens. And if it doesn't, well, then it dies with all the other entrepreneurial-like products that we're supposed to release and make competition for the big boys.
Yeah.
So there's a company by the name of Slightly Mad Studios. To be honest with you, I have no idea who they are. But they made some headlines for the past few days because the CEO of Slightly Mad Studios announced through his Twitter that he was releasing what is called the Mad Box. That name alone doesn't really have a whole lot to stand on in terms of going to market with. But those concept photos that you see here in front of you are what are supposed to be a dedicated console designed for running games at 4K and VR at 60 frames per second, guaranteed. Guaranteed. They use a free engine, so it's supposed to heavily compete with consoles based on the fact that makes it super simple for developers to develop for. The question is, will anybody develop for it? These guys are going to need like some solid AAA titles developing on this platform in order for them to even like get off the ground, in my opinion. Like, that's the only way it's going to work.
This seems like a total pipe dream to me.
It is. Well, you remember the, what was it called? The Android box.
Oh, yeah. The Ouya.
The Ouya!
Yeah, the Ouya. I mean, hell, the Steam Box thing was trying to do something similar where they were trying to compete with consoles.
Here's the problem with Steam, though. Steam was relying heavily on system integrators such as us to make that happen. They did absolutely nothing. We wanted to be a part of the Steambox program back in the day until we realized that this was just never going to work. Like, it ended up being more of a fluff piece and like a PR stunt And once we realized that it was for PR purposes and that there was really no validity in having system integrators build these boxes, we decided we'll sit this one out and see what happens. And it died.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
it was going to.
If that died, do you think that they can pull it off? And do you know who this Slightly Mad Studios is? Like, have they done anything?
No! I have no idea who they are. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never heard of them before.
Let's see. It would be wonderful if it happens. It just sounds...
No, and you're right, Regulos. Nobody can compete with Steam's own product pricing. If Valve really wanted to do something great with the Steam box, what they should have done, as much as I don't want to admit it, is they should have partnered with one system integrator, regardless of who that was going to be, and seed funded that box to make it as cheap as a console and then go from there. That's all they would have needed to have done. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted to, hey, who wants to build a Steam box for us? Oh, that is sick. Ooh, that is sick. Break me off a piece of that. Just break it. This is Regulos' PC?
Oh,
that is that.
Slightly Mad's the people who did Project Cars.
Nom nom. Project Cars? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And some of the most recent Need for Speeds, it looks like. Huh. So, I mean,
So a development studio wants to make a console. A software entity wants to become a hardware entity.
Look, man, I hope that it happens. I don't know. That seems like something they put out as a, hey, this would be neat.
I mean, that would be neat if it actually happens.
Well, and the other thing that the guaranteed to run at 4K and 60 FPS is
not easy to do just based on the graphics card cost alone.
I don't think it's doable just in general. Like, you can't guarantee that there's too many moving parts. What if you have an issue with the console itself? What if you have an issue with a patch? You can't guarantee a frame rate in a game. There's too many moving pieces.
So, real quick, gentleman by the name of Bob the Outbuilder, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Would like to know how he gets a Fortnite bundle. He has bought a GTX 1060. Well, Bob, did you buy the GTX 1060 within the promotional period? If so, the card should have come with that Fortnite bundle coupon. If by chance you purchased it from us within that promotional period and you did not get the bundle code, just reach out to us and we'll set you straight. Easy to do. Regulos is going to take 4 to 5 days to print my head.
I don't know enough about 3D print. Is that?
I don't know enough to contribute.
I have no clue.
I don't know enough to contribute to the conversation. You know what you just reminded me of? That Billy dude. I can't believe I don't remember his last name.
From what?
He was the guy that held the world record for Donkey Kong. You know what I'm talking about?
No. If anything, I'm more confused now.
Hold on.
The dude that held like a speed runner, or like doing
Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell. That's his name, and I didn't even finish researching it. So Billy Mitchell was a guy who I hate, by the way, with every fiber of my being. The dude, just looking at the dude pisses me off.
Okay, now I have to look at him.
He held the Donkey Kong arcade world record for years. They actually just found out like less than 3 years ago that he no longer holds the record because the last video he sent in breaking the previous world record for the guy that beat his original world record was done on an emulator, so it's invalid. There is a documentary about a guy that went after his world record like in early 2000s, okay? It's just like some Joe Schmo, got a wife and kids, played Donkey Kong religiously when he was a kid, like, I'm going to go after Billy Mitchell's record. And like they document it and everything. Probably one of the best parts about the documentaries when they show the video that the guy that went up against his record sent in to the company that's like was holding all the world records officially. Galaxy something, I forget what it's called. And it's him in his garage just with a videotape on the screen of him playing on a genuine arcade cabinet. And you hear his son in the background like, Dad, I gotta poop. I'm gonna poop my pants, Dad. And he's like, just hold on, buddy. Hold on, Daddy's breaking a record. He's like, Dad, I crap my pants. And he's like, just shut up for a second. Just stop it. And they were like, that portion alone in your video is enough to like get you here. Like, we need to meet this guy. Like this.
I mean, that's That is dedication right
So
there.
he beat his record, and then he rebutted with that with, well, here's a video I've been holding on to forever of me even beating that record. I was just waiting for the right time. Well, that video was actually based on emulator footage
Okay.
of him playing on an emulator, and their rules and regulations state that you have to compete against records on a genuine machine.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then there's no way for you to alter it.
Yeah.
And I know way, shape, or form to your advantage. So, yeah. The way that you said, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Is based on an interview they had with this guy asking, like, so what do you think about this dude that's, like, competing for your world record? And he was just like, I don't know enough about the situation to make a statement. The way he carried himself is very similar to a gentleman who... Yeah. Okay. Just like that.
I
just
see.
Like, what?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is a funky looking dude, man.
Funky?
Funky.
He makes his own hot sauce, too.
He makes his own hot sauce?
Makes his own hot sauce.
I mean...
Billy Mitchell sauce. Fellas, Pester Kyle.
It's called The King of Kong. It's on Netflix. I actually...
There it is, King of Kong. I want Kyle to tell me how much it'll cost to send back my glasses top plate to get etched, and I have a great idea for that. I mean...
Shouldn't be difficult.
No, it shouldn't be difficult at all. If you can package the glass well enough to make it to us in one piece, we can get it etched for you. I would say maybe $50. Maybe.
Yeah, shouldn't be bad.
Yeah, it depends on the size. Tempered glass is really easy to etch.
Yep.
Difficulty-wise. It just depends on the surface area that's being etched is where the cost comes in from. 2 weeks? Wow. Seriously? That's kind of excessive. I mean,
We'll have a talk with him.
Yeah, we absolutely will. We're going to sit down in the dark waiting for him with a paddleboard and a soaking wet rag.
Yeah, no, the etching on yours did end up looking amazing.
Built you a stream PC, too.
Now, speaking of amazing PCs, you're going to CES next week.
Yes.
Why don't you bring that up a little bit?
I don't want to. Okay, so... we are going to CES. By going, I mean actually attending CES. We won't have booth space. We're not going to have a suite. CES really isn't our bag for that kind of stuff anyway. The whole purpose of us going there is to visit our partners and check out their booths and their products and see what else we can do to work together collaboratively to make great things happen throughout the year. The highlight of our trip at CES is going to be Alpha Cool's booth. And you may be wondering, well, why Alpha Cool? I'll tell you why Alpha Cool. So Alpha Cool is, as it says in their name, a really cool company, and not just based on their ability to provide cool products, but they have been like one of the best companies we have ever partnered with throughout at least my tenure at AVADirect. We've tried partnering with companies like EK, we've tried partnering with some other liquid cooling companies, and they've helped us out a great deal in the past, but they don't provide the right amount of support that we need as a system integrator. And by right amount of support, meaning if I were to contact anybody over at Alpha Cool in the middle of us building a system with their products in it and said, hey, this is having a failure, or there's a failure point within the system, and we trace it down to your product, and here's how can you help? No questions asked, they'll just send us a replacement part. Like, hands down. There's no, like, fill out this form, contact this company, give us your credit card, just, there you go. No problem. Absolutely fantastic company to work with, and I would not want to work with any other company at this point in time as far as liquid cooling goes. They asked us, beginning of December, if we could build them a system for CES, and I'm like, no problem. Well, can you build us a custom modded system for CES? Okay, what kind of modded system? Wheels started turning, and that has led us to the system that we shipped out just last week. Mm-hmm. We are the only system integrator that is featured at their booth. The only. There are no other system integrators there other than us. Now, AlphaCool typically has other modded systems there, but it's all by, like, people who mod for a living, like famous modders in the industry. Mod My Mods is going to be there, too. They typically mod a system.
Wait, Mod Your Mods actually mod stuff?
Yes. Modders Inc. as well. Modders Inc. will be there. We're meeting with them, too. And, yes, we'll be taking footage, Regulos. We will have footage. It'll be like Facebook Live kind of footage on a cell phone. CES does not have the greatest reception because it's inside of like hotel suites and stuff, but we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm really excited to see what the feedback is going to be because this is the first like custom modded system we've done entirely internal. We've always reached out and had other people help us with the modded portion. Mm-hmm. Clockwork Industries, for example. We had Jim Weist on here, probably about 2 months ago?
Oh, not a little bit longer.
No, I think it was longer than that even. Maybe 3 months ago. It was like
Jim does some neat stuff.
Jim does impeccable work. There has not been a single thing that Jim Weist from Clockwork Industries has given us, and we've been like, hey, can we send it back and have you fix this, or can you touch that up? Everything has been perfect. If you ever want to see somebody with a work made a passion, it's that guy. Absolutely fantastic at everything he does. So we did everything in-house for the CES build, other than, speaking of Clockwork, the reservoir that Jim made for us.
Cool.
Resis is sick, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. One-of-a-kind build. So much... Now,
yeah, actually, Zach, I think we have a sneak peek of it.
Do we have a sneak peek? Yeah, let's show at least just the res. Okay, yeah. There it is.
So
there it is. Oof.
Yeah, the AVA logo on the right is in purple. That's literally the reservoir that Jim made.
Now, that was not our idea. So we knew we wanted a theme for the build, and we knew that obviously we wanted to put our logo in there. Jim was the one that came to me and was like, hey, I have this idea. Do you care if I just roll with it? I'm like, no, dude, go. I am the one person as part of a creative process that will never tell anybody not to be this creative. Be as creative as you want to be. I don't like limiting anybody when they have to contribute to an overall idea. So, wouldn't have been able to do it without Jim. So, Jim, if you're watching, thank you very much for the 1,000th time. I've thanked him every step of the way because I just can't believe how easy he is to work with as well. So, if you're going to be at CES, check us out at Alpha Cool's booth. Not their booth, at their suite. I don't have the suite number, so joke's on me. But we'll also be around various other suites and booths, checking out people such as Kingston, Corsair, Cooler Master, NVIDIA, Intel, you name it.
Regulos. That purple liquid scares me, though, since it's not a functional build. Having the buildup that would cause...
Having buildup that would cause isn't an issue. That will not create buildup because we actually created that coolant ourselves. We did not use the pre-mixed coolant that is usually just packed with additives. Isn't
a lot of the color not carried in the coolant itself, too?
No, a lot of the color is actually the dye that we used. We used a dye, but it's kind of a light dye. It's going to stain stuff, but it's not going to create buildup. And it's mainly because we don't buy pre-mixed dye. We buy coolant that's designed to prevent buildup, which is actually Alpha Cool's coolant, and then we add dyes as needed. Yeah, you can get a custom res if you want, dude. Regulos, for sure. I mean, we can do really anything and everything to your heart's content. Mm-hmm. There's no limitation there.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah. As Ghost was saying, this might very well be the next PC that we use for our game stream systems, because we have 2 game stream systems. One of them is the Scorpio build, which we did a couple years ago, and the other is the PUBG theme build that we did for the Asus booth at PAX the year prior. So I would love to refresh those systems to be kind of more current systems that we built. That would be neat. Alpha Cool's Fiasco a few months ago. What's that? No, you won't, it'll be a showpiece and you'll see it on stream. Usually I always have it sitting behind us. Right? We were thinking about it. We have a few other really cool ideas as far as reservoirs go and things that we're going to implement to our PCs. So you'll just have to stay tuned and check out our products page to see more about it. We didn't use a glittery coolant, and I know exactly what buildup problem you're talking about. It's not a glittery. It's not like the Mayhem's swirly coolant. It's not that. No, this was your run-of-the-mill plain Jane coolant that we dyed ourselves, and we did that on purpose. Pearlescent, yeah, we didn't use their pearlescent coolant.
Yeah, no, that stuff is.
No, but you're right though. If you're going to use those pearlescent coolants, they are more. They're more for aesthetics as they are function, and you're always going to see that in systems that are going to be shown off like that. But practically, we really don't recommend that kind of stuff to people if they're just looking for function. We try to do a good balance for people that are practically buying PCs for long-term use. And we'll probably be one of the first builders to say that because we have nothing to lose by being transparent. Yeah, I mean, no pun intended.
Man, you're on a roll today. Like
on a roll. I am on the honor roll of being on a roll. Grade point average of 4.5 gallons per second.
Oh, good Lord.
They should stop making blocks that don't have microfins for those coolants. That has been known to cause buildup. You are correct. You are absolutely correct.
Alrighty, and it looks like the Alpha Coal Suite is going to be at the Mirage.
The Mirage?
Yes.
It is not a Mirage. That is really us at the Alpha Cool booth. Sweet.
Dude, you're killing me.
You know what else is killing me? All these Fortnite bundles.
Oh, jeez. There's another one?
Fortnite bundles are killing me. I'm not a fan of Fortnite, but it is pretty cool to see another gaming bundle in the works. Thanks to our folks over at NVIDIA. For a limited time, you can get game ready with GeForce GTX 1070 Ti 1070 or the GTX 1060. All for a limited time, valued at $45. Also, you'll get 2,000 V-Bucks, the Reflex outfit, which is rare. The Pivot Glider outfit, which is rare. The Angular X Pickaxe, which is uncommon. And the Response Unit. Back bling.
Back bling?
Back bling. Doesn't say how long it's going for, though. We're going to say an unfortunate amount of time. Because it should be a PUBG bundle. Because I am biased. One does end next week. I don't know which one that is, though. No. Nope. Nobody knows. Same bundle from before. Just a reminder until February. Okay, so we've been ending it. Battlefield ends next week.
Yeah, Battlefield's
the Battlefield 5 ends next week, so you're not buying it if it doesn't have a canvas bag. How about like a bag that we imply is going to be super high quality and then you get it and it's crap?
No, who would do that?
Regulus, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the fact that you are making time for our stream every week, even though that you always ignore corporate streams. I don't really like to... We're really not corporate, though.
I mean, technically, I guess we are. We're part of a company?
I mean, we are part of a company, but, like, we're a small business. Kind of like the way you see us carry ourselves on stream is kind of the way that we carry ourselves throughout the office. We're real laid back.
A little bit more foul-mouthed.
A little more. Our commander-in-chief, Alex Sonis, does a really good job at making sure that everybody here is comfortable and that they're able to do their job well, because he understands that if you're comfortable and that results in you doing your job well, then the business succeeds. So he has done great things for us in the company within the last year, and there's very good reasons for it. And I can't wait to see what happens moving forward. Because last year was awesome. I mean, I've been here for almost 10 years, and last year was the best year I've ever had here. So,
yeah, last year was good.
Hats off to Mr. Sonis for all the good things you do. And he's actually going to be with me at CES next week. So that's going to be super fun.
Yeah, you get points if you get a picture with Joe, but you get double points if you get a picture with Alex.
Yes. And you get triple points if you get a video with Alex doing his Indian telemarketer impression.
Oh, God.
Which is hysterical. So the story behind that is that Alex has, to me, just a bit of an accent, but it's because I've known him for years. But for some unknown reason, everybody that talks to him on the phone that doesn't know him, they think he's Indian. But he does a killer Indian accent. So it's I don't know if it's a coincidence or what. But you know. I've worked with a ton of custom builders. I have no idea how I missed your company until last year. You're just different. Well, I mean, we are different.
Special.
That's why I was really excited to start working here back in the day, because it was different. It wasn't like back then. Like the two biggest companies to me before I even knew AVADirect existed myself was like CyberPower and iBuyPower. They were like the company to buy custom PCs for, until I realized that they kind of weren't.
They
at
do
least
some odd things.
Based on my own. No, they have their niche. I got to give them.
Oh, no, they definitely have their niche.
They have their niche.
Absolutely.
They build really basic, low-cost PCs for people that just want to get a PC and be done with it, a gaming PC. When it comes to the high-end stuff, I feel like our competitors do a little bit better, and ourselves included. I try to stay modest. I'm not going to sit here and be like, we're the best PC builder in the industry for XYZ. We have our strengths and our weaknesses, just like our competitors have their strengths and their weaknesses. Where we just absolutely trump everybody is that we don't have shady sales tactics where we're going to pressure you into a sale. We do not have an allegiance to a brand or to a product. We don't push products on you because, simply put, we don't invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into stock that we need to push based on that investment. You know, Alex and our purchasing department and our operations manager do a really good job at making sure that it gives people like us in sales and support the comfortable work environment to be able to help people genuinely and not with an agenda, a hidden agenda.
It's just we don't care. We're brand agnostic.
Yes.
Like, I don't care if you prefer this case over this case, or if one specific motherboard company starts making garbage next year, that we'll tell you, because that has no effect on us.
TV that do certainly special. Thanks, man.
I mean,
why would I hit you? I might hit on you, but I won't hit you.
I don't know.
Depends on what you're wearing.
I'd almost rather be hit.
Really?
From
Wow.
you? Yeah, probably.
I don't know, man. Way overpriced. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no comment. Really nice guys, though. I've had the pleasure of meeting some of their crew in person. Really nice guys. I mean, when we did our Intel Extreme Rig Challenge a year ago, I got to meet like all of our competitors, and the great thing is, about 95% of them didn't have chips on their shoulders. Just talked to you like they were normal human beings, which is great. When we got there, one of the system integrators' builds was not booting, not even posting. It was blue screening constantly, and me and Ron Reed from Main Gear actually worked on the PC to help get it up and running, which it was just nice to see that there was really no competition between all of us rather than like a camaraderie, right? And we were all there for the same reason, is because we love what we're doing.
The Intel Extreme Rig Challenges are pretty cool.
It was really cool, and I really want to do it next year when they do it again. So I was sad that we didn't get to do it this year, but you know.
Oh, those are some of the cooler builds we do.
Which ones?
The Intel ones. Those are some of the favorite ones.
Oh, the Rig
my
Challenge?
favorite ones, yeah, that we've ever done.
I mean, I had a really awesome idea for this year's Rig Challenge if we were going to do it, and I was sad when we didn't get to. And some of the people on staff had a really good idea, too, to kind of play into it. And I was looking forward to it, so I'm hoping to maybe do it next year.
Well, I mean, the nice thing, too, is between you, Zach, Chris, between all the different people that we have here, the ideas there's never a shortage. Everybody always has a neat idea for a cool mod to do. You know what I mean? We can kind of cherry pick the best ones because we have so many people that are into it.
Very true. And Regulos has a good point, too, that if we're going to do a custom case, we should, if we're going to do anything that's like a signature case, because even Chris was just saying, like, man, we need like a signature case. And we're working on that, by the way. We're just picky. We don't want to just choose a case design and go, yeah, that one. It's different. Let's get it going. We want to do something that truly stands out. And if we do that, we will do something with a reservoir.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. So Bart Von Doom. Hello, Bart. Haven't seen you on here before, but thanks for joining.
No, we've seen Bart. This is Bart.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, it's the
come on, man.
It's the Von Doom part that threw me off.
Bart.
Sorry. Punch me in the neck.
Don't let it happen again.
I won't. Just not. Come on, Mundy. Grrr. I know, dude. You can throw a punch me if you ever see me in person. I'll deserve it. So Bart said, my brother made the mistake to buy from CyberPower. His PC has been badly built. It was overheated until we dismantled the CPU and changed the thermal paste. We had to redo the overclocking and the cable management was terrible. I received my build from you guys nearly 2 weeks ago. It was flawless, best overclock ever, and this thing is from another world. Thank you. High-end performance and super stable. You have great customer service and non-pop culture god for your sales. What else could I ask for? A lot of other stuff that I can't mention on air. But man, you could totally exploit Kyle if you wanted to. Do me a favor, Bart. Call Kyle.
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy. You ought not talk like that. Mm-hmm. Call Kyle twice a day, in the morning and in the afternoon for the next week. Call him, just say like one sentence, and then hang up.
Man, you're mean.
No, I want him to do it to the point to where Kyle comes into my office and he's like, I don't know what's going on. Or if like I did something to cause it. But he's calling, saying things, just hanging up. And like I call back, like to see if he needs anything. He doesn't call me back. It's just the 2 times a day. What did I do? I just want to wait till the end of the week. I told him to do that on the live stream. Shows how much you watch.
He's watching.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is he listening?
Yeah.
Where?
He's been messaging us.
Kyle Miser.
Look with your special eyes.
But the last email I got from him was 3 weeks ago, and the last call was 2 weeks ago. He hasn't reached out the best way of my knowledge. Those are pulled straight from Outlook and Ring Central. How long ago was that?
That was like 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Rest in peace, my ears. Sorry, A-dubs.
Yeah, all the screeching.
Called last Friday.
A-dubs, do something like the PCO 11 dynamic. Yeah, that case is cool. There's a lot of, I don't want to say a lot. There's a couple neat cases out there that have like
PCO 11. PCO 11.
It's the Lee and Lee that you can rip apart and put together in like 15 different ways.
Funny you say that, dude, because we have something planned with that case.
I actually think we have one of those in RMA right now getting repaired.
Really?
I think.
Wow. Man, I backed up off of the mic too, so like the mic's just literally picking up.
I mean,
my sound waves.
You're also not the quietest individual I've ever met.
Your sneeze was louder.
Well,
at least I covered your sneeze. Were you like waiting for the opportune moment to sneeze so people wouldn't hear it?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. We got to figure out something to like limit the decibel. Maybe something that just kind of limits it, like it stops it at a peak. It's like going rants.
Yeah, I can do that, but it's going to start cutting out whenever you get to your high speed because it doesn't like you.
Trust me. We'll work on the peaks, dude.
Yeah, we'll get that
Don't
figured
worry.
out.
We'll work on the
at
peaks.
some point.
We'll take care of the peak. No more peaking. Just, just don't worry about it. Dynamic range compression. I'm pretty sure we have that. It's actually, we have an effects processor that's sitting in a box that we run through our soundboard that we just haven't hooked up yet. So maybe this is good motivation. Yes, that thing right there. That you're holding in your hands that is unplugged and unused. So anyways, I'm going to stop screaming into the microphone now and end the stream since we're 3 minutes over. Yeah.
First one of the year going over.
That's right. So real quickly, just to run through what we were going to talk about in gaming. Former Hearthstone designers are making a Marvel game. Punisher Season 2 is happening, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the top-selling video game section in Amazon. So, thank you all for joining. Sorry for killing your ears and possibly making you bleed internally. If you have any other ideas for topics, send us a message. Let us know. I would honestly prefer to have a live stream where all we do is interact with you guys.
Oh, that'd be great.
These topics are just filler and kind of also like, hey, here's what's going on. But I most enjoy having conversations with you guys. I would love to also like have guest speakers too.
Maybe we'll have to get that figured out, or
maybe we'll do a portion where we can like have you guys come on to some sort of platform and we just dial you in by choice, like they do in the radio. Like, hello, caller Dave, you're on, caller Dave.
Yeah, we just have to figure it out. Next time when we bring the game streams back, we'll have to maybe bring some guests on for that. That'd be cool. Play like Call of Duty with these guys or something.
It definitely won't stop the mic from clipping, but it will stop us from being ear raped. You are not wrong. And your ears are what we care about the most.
Safety first.
Yes. Thanks again, guys. Have a nice weekend.
Alrighty, hey, have a good one, guys.
Bye. Bye.